The Smithsonian Magazine has called Saint Joan of Arc the original nasty woman, and they're getting more Catholic backlash than they might have expected. As Catholics, it's almost always exciting to see saints making headlines, but there was a lot of recent controversy over what was said in both the article itself and in the tweet at Smithsonian Mag sent out. For starters, the current edited title of the article is Remembering Joan of Arc, the gender-bending woman warrior who changed history. I can't believe this. I just died a little bit inside. Not much better than the original title. The original tagline says, Joan of Arc, the original nasty woman.
That was a news clip from New Catholic Generation. To see the whole video in its entirety, click the link in the description below. I first saw this as it was unfolding on Twitter, and this is my opinion. First off, she never went by the name Joan of Arc. I did a detailed vlog about this a while back titled, That's Not My Name. That link's also going to be down there in the description. But moving on. Catholicism is intrinsic to Saint Joan. She didn't become a military leader because she wanted to defy the gender circumstances of her society. She was moved as such because God called her to be. You can't just sterilize her story into a secular gender fable. To do this shows that the author is either an atheist or a heretic. They found the most compelling thing about her to be a false narrative in which she fights for values she never actually held, instead of her radical disregard for herself to serve God. Everything that she did for God. She actually didn't even want to fight or lead an army in the first place. She was quoted as saying, I would rather remain spinning wool at my mother's side, yet must I go, and I must do this thing, for my Lord wills that I do so. She solely wanted God's will to be done. And as far as this whole nasty woman thing, it's my understanding that there's some feminists out there, they're not using this phrase to refer to themselves. It's supposed to be, I don't know, some kind of empowerment term. I don't really understand it, nor do I really care. I think the term, in my opinion, I think the term is absolutely degrading to women. But go ahead and call yourself whatever you want.
I am a nasty woman.
Just please don't disrespect the greatest saint in our church's history by referring to her in this way. It's very deceitful and it's very obvious what they're doing. The same people that criticize the Catholic Church, they are the same ones that have no problem with using the church if it can benefit them or further their agendas. Here's just a few examples. They'll criticize us for having saints, yet they'll turn around and they will use, I don't know, something like St. Patrick's Day as an excuse to go out and get hammered at the bars. You'll even see people using the Catholic name to push their agendas. Abortion supporters love promoting the organization that decided to use the name Catholics for Choice. The only problem is, they are not recognized by the Catholic Church as being Catholic. They're not seen by the Catholic Church as being a Catholic organization. And, you know as well as I do, for obvious reasons, you cannot be a Catholic and support abortion at the same time. Now, normally when people like this, when they don't have a narrative to push, they would normally tell us that God does not exist and that Saint Joan was nothing more than, I don't know, a confused little girl with mental health issues. And my response to that is this. God does exist, and furthermore, if someone is crazy and hearing voices, then the voices are crazy too. Her voices were not crazy. Everything that her voices told her did in fact become true.